When Loud Records had that 25th anniversary and paid tribute to Big Pun, so many fans hoped Terror Squad would be able to reunite and memorialize Big Pun properly. There were even rumors of Chris Rivers being able to be on stage with everyone and make history. Liza Rios, Big Pun's wife, spoke about why that never came to be. Make sure y'all watch the whole video to get both sides. Man, roll the clip.
So what happened was that once I saw me and Steve Rifkin were Facebook friends on Facebook, right? So when I saw him announce that they were doing this big anniversary and this night, and that Remy and Joe was gonna do a tribute for Pun, so I went on his thread and I said, is it possible that my son can have some time to represent for his dad? So there other people started chiming in, yeah, I was waiting. Thank God you said it. That's true. And so everybody was talking on that kind of energy. So then shortly after that, they had Sean C call me to figure it out. So, I was talking to Sean C and I'm like, yeah, I just want to know if my son can have like some time on the stage, to represent for his father, you know. And then Sean C was like, oh, we're going to try to figure out. We was thinking about maybe having like all the rappers that passed away, their kids on stage and like the tribute. And I said, no, I would like to see if my son could have his own little set. I said, I don't care if Joe and Remy have their set. Like, that's not a problem. I just want my son to have a set for his dad. Like, it's his right. He should have that. So then from there, Sean C was like, oh, I'm gonna holler at you, whatever. So months passed by. And then shortly after that, my Sean C starts contacting my son. I think he asked for his number, or I don't know if he had his number, but he contacts my son. So they back and forth talking. I was excited. I was gullible. I thought it was gonna happen. I was excited to see my son. There was a lot of rappers that was hitting up my son asking him, "Are you going to the show? Are you going? You gonna be there?" And my son told, I think it was somebody from the Wu-Tang. It was somebody else, And my son told them, "No, I'm not invited. Nor my family. Like none of us is invited to this." So the pressure of that, I guess Steve Rifkin was getting pressure. So then it went back to Joe, like, "Yo, we got to get this kid on the stage because all these rappers are asking for him. It's not, and he got to be on it." So then the conversation was now with Sean C and my son trying to see who could get on. And then my son told Sean C that he wanted to have a conversation with Joe. And I'm feel bad even saying this, but my son don't even want me to speak on this. So I hope you don't get mad at me. But my son was like saying that he wants to have a conversation with Joe. Him as a grown man already, he want to have a conversation with Joe for the simple fact that the drama that been going between me and Joe all these years, he wanted to see, like, is this olive branch? Or we like just squashing the beef? Like, how is this gonna be? Like, if my family's gonna be safe? There's a lot of questions going in his mind. Like, you gotta see it on my son's side. Like, you got somebody dragging your mom for 20 years, almost 20 years, and now you're inviting him to an event, and we've never been invited to anything. So now it's like, okay, so he wanted to make sure that it was going to be on the up and up. So when he told this to Sean C came back and said no, that Joe didn't want to have no conversation with him at all. So then they were going to call him a few days later. So then when they called him a few days later, my son said no, that he wasn't going to go, that he didn't want to go. But Joe Spitzer said that I told him. I don't tell my kids I don't tell my kids not to do anything. Ever since my husband died, I gave my kids 100% freedom. I gave them what I didn't have.
Now, if you guys don't remember, Fat Joe and Tony Sunshine were live just last year talking about this anniversary and why Chris Rivers was not involved. And Joe even briefly touched on the lawsuit situation, but it's pretty crazy to see how different the two stories are.
So because his son is so loyal to his mom's raised him. Anybody gonna be loyal to their moms? I'm loyal to my.
We're not mad at that. We get it.
You want this son, right? So by mistake, I bump into him in the studio, and everybody in the studio says, "Yo, y'all two should talk." This is a Joker moment, guys who care, right? So he said, "Y'all two should talk." And so we go in the room and we talk. So I go in there, and so we talking. And all I could do, Tone, is pray that you could do this for me one day or whatever if I'm not here. So I catch the kid. I said, listen, there wasn't a day that your father didn't wear a purple fur and you and your sisters ain't have a purple fur. There wasn't a day that he didn't buy a motorcycle and bought the same mini motorcycles for you.
Or the
There
same
wasn't a
chain.
day
Or the same
that I
bracelet. They
ever
had watches.
seen-
They had
that I
Rolexes.
ever seen your father without you guys. He wasn't a father running around the streets and nothing like that. There's never been a day I've never seen this man without you. Your father loves you, brother. Your father loves you. He loves you to death, and I'm here to tell you the truth.
That's a fact.
Your father loves you. He's a good man. He's this. I never seen him hit your moms. I'm sorry. I never did. I'm not saying he did because obviously she proved it to the world, right? So I go and I say to myself, listen, man, you know, and I just break it down to him like a real brother would, just because all his life he ain't been hearing that his father loved him, that his father was there for him. So all I could do in my 10 minutes of conversation with him in front of Scorpio was tell him the truth from my vision. Nothing but upliftment. 5 minutes I catch the kid. I'll tell him nothing but the truth. Your father loved you. He was a good man. He was whatever a real brother would say, right? So now, 2 weeks later, his wife was suing me, right? Remember, she was suing me. By the way, she never got $1 from me. Like, I never stole from her. I never did. I don't want to go down that road, right? But when I go to the court 2 weeks later, it says, hello, people who really want to be in the Bonchinche and want to know something. It says that I bumped into his son and I threatened him in federal court of a lawsuit. Her lawyer says, yo, he saw his son, he threatened him, I never told this kid nothing but that we love him, that if it would have been any other way, he would have called me uncle, we would have been there, you know, unfortunately. You know, I showed him nothing but love. Like, I did the most loving thing you could do in the world. And in court, 2 weeks later, it said that I threatened him. So now, guys, I can't go in that direction you guys want because the one time I did talk, it turned into a movie. It's nothing I can do. It's nothing I can do. And so, you know, they need to understand that I have tried above and beyond to just make that, you know, I never wanted to talk like that because I didn't want people to really be all in the bit. I didn't want to talk shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's still my brother. And the loyalty code, now I know. And I know because if I was Jose Antonio Cartagena, and I was a fan of hip hop, and I love Big Pun and Fat Joe, and somebody would have said, Fat Joe, you know, shitted on his wife, I wouldn't like Fat Joe, Joseph Cartagena, Antonio. I'm gonna be honest with you. So people don't understand how deep this shit that's been going on for 20-something years goes, because I don't like it. The whole point of my whole crew, my whole existence, my whole DNA is loyalty.
So there's a few takeaways from this. Of course, we have Liza saying that Joe didn't want to have the conversation with Chris Rivers. And then Joe saying that he bumped into him in the studio and they did have a conversation. Joe saying that in the lawsuit, it was said that he had threatened Chris and that was being used against him. Now, I spoke with a credible source and they said they don't remember anything ever mentioned in the court proceedings about Joe threatening Chris. And of course, the last thing is that Joe said he never paid $1 to Liza, which if you guys watch my video on the court transcripts, then you can make the decision for yourself. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Did Chris and Joe have a conversation? Did Liza tell Chris not to do the show? Put your thoughts down in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe and stay connected with Panda Chop News. Peace.